Hello y'all, and here we go on Ladies' Day at the Ebor Festival on the Knavesmire. What an absolute cracker on Wednesday, where apart from a slightly disappointing run from Ombudsman in the Juddmonte, I was so happy to see Hafner, Maltese Cross and Miss Your Chance all smash it for our EULO tips. Now, on to Thursday and the usual playbook for our festival coverage. Let's get a couple of the later handicaps out of the way. Going to have been a bit of rain overnight, so the racing factors could be very different on day 2. In the Mews Hotel Ossett EBF Stallions Nursery Handicap, I'm taking my chance on by midday tomorrow. Nothing like hot form for this type of race, but no, despite the rumours, by midday tomorrow ain't sponsored by Amazon Prime. With any luck, Ed Walker's Maymas filly won't take that long to cross the finishing line. But she does seem to have hit a bit of a sweet spot of form before lining up for this nursery, with wins at Ayr and Thirsk over the last month. Tom Marquand is a notable booking, so I'm going to take a rare each-way gamble on by midday tomorrow, with stablemate the Ginger Kid also on my shortlist. As well, I've got George Bowie's pair of Merziman and Perfect Nation, Carl Burke's recent Goodwood scorer Revels also noted. I did fancy Hugo Palmer's Mia Fantasia for the Whispering Angel handicap at Goodwood last time out, but for me, didn't produce the goods. So a little dip into a big outsider is my call for this, with by midday tomorrow topping the list. Watch out you, Jeff Bezos, if this all goes wrong. Next up, in the British EBF Phillies handicap, I reckon it's worth taking a chance on Starlight Lass for the closer on Thursday, with Saffie Osborne just the girl to have on your side right now. Riding the crest of a wave is our Saffie, after captaining Ryan Moore and Dylan Brown McMonagle to victory in the Shergar Cup, Ascot's international team jockey competition. Here, John and Thady Gosden's Starlight Lass is looking for the hat-trick after wins at Newmarket and Yarmouth, though they were both three-runner fields, so a bit more on her plate now. I do think William Haggis's Albadar is very strong in handicap company after a fine second in a decent race at Newmarket in May, while top weight Balachi would be my big each-way gamble, with a decent draw in stall 4. Starlight Lass to get the Midas touch from Saffie Osborne and notch one up for us girls. Thursday's nap goes in the Harry's $500,000, where it's going to be very hard to back anything against hot favourite Sun Goddess for this huge prize, but there'll be plenty having a go. But that said, Amy Murphy's star Juvenile Tokaido must be on your list and has definitely got the winning habit after notching up the 4-timer in the Group 2 Robert Papin, just as our Marie-Francois said he would, and coming out of stall 4 is going to help too. Maybe Donica O'Brien's Where Love Lives would be an interesting each-way angle for all of you lot that like to hedge your bets. And at around 20-1 when I last looked, that could be a serious bit of mispricing there from those ever-generous bookies, right? Heard it here first, guys and girls. Just remember that. But Sun Goddess is the class act of this field, so I reckon the $500,000's going back to Ireland. Caroline, anything to add?
Oh, Jaysella, so nice to be singing from the same hymn sheet as you for this, after we couldn't see eye to eye on Wednesday. And yes, I do think this big pot is going back home with Aidan O'Brien's Sun Goddess, who only got beat by the very exciting Libertango in the Albany Stakes at Royal Ascot, but I had to give her for the Phoenix Stakes the last day, so now there's Group 1 form in her book. And I'm also of the opinion that Donica O'Brien's Where Love Lives will also go well, with Billy Loughnane back to ride. So yes, that does seem a valid each-way angle too.
My Thursday next best, just the thing for ladies, day of course, goes in the Phillies and Mares feature, the Yorkshire Oaks. I've got to tell you, I reckon that it's as if Kalpana has finally hit the highlights this year with the win in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Ascot last month. She was always a class act, but to me didn't get the recognition she deserved, despite having 3 Group 1s to her name, though maybe the first 2 were against her own sex. So winning the Open Group 1 at Ascot gave her the headline she always deserved. No question about this Yorkshire Oaks. Kalpana's winning this, but I'll take it that Johanna Walsh and Minnie Hawke are top-class opponents. Caroline?
Oh, Jaysella, we beg to differ once again, because I reckon this is another big prize going back to Ireland, this time to the owning Hillyard of Joseph O'Brien. Oh yes, indeed. In Johanna Walsh, we have a very exciting filly, and getting £9 from Kalpana could swing the scales in her favour, do you not think? And with plenty of rain coming to York, I'm thinking that the softer ground could be a benefit to the Irish contingent. On top of that, Dylan Brown McMonagall is the most exciting flat jockey in Ireland right now. So adding all my pluses up, I'm sorry, Jaysella, I do admire Kalpana, and she's a very tough mare. But my instinct tells me Johanna Walsh, while Minnie Hawk won't mind conditions at all, so has to be in there with a chance.
Getting the day underway on Ladies' Day is the Group 2 Phillies Sprint. No surprise to me to see George Bowie's Libertango heading the betting for this Phillies Group 2. She won the Albany Stakes at Ascot's Royal Do in stunning style, forcing her way through under Billy Loughnane to get upsides of hot favourite Sun Goddess in the final furlong. And that without the clearest run, and confirmed all that promise when second to Senorita Bonita in the Duchess of Cambridge at Newmarket last time out. That was a Phillies Group 2, so she's got to be a strong favourite back in this grade with the brilliant Billy Loughnane back for more group glory. Joseph O'Brien's Star of State has a few fancy entries in her diary, while Andrew Balding's Moonrise looks worth a try at this level under Oisin Murphy, but Libertango could be a hard nut to crack. In the Sir Kevin Sinfield Heritage Handicap, I did think that last year's winner Bullet Point looked like getting back to his best in the Shergar Cup last time, so with that course form in the book, he's my pick. Having said that, I'll reckon there's going to be plenty of support for Jack Channon's Mezcala, who's got Will Buick for company, and Andrew Balding's The Lost King ain't without a chance either. Rafe Beckett's Centigrade has topped the markets this week, but Bullet Point under Tom Marquand gets my vote. For the British EBF and Sir Henry Cecil Galtrus Stakes, I've got to tell you, this could be the steal of the day if you can get your stake on before A La Prochaine shortens plenty tomorrow. All sorts of reasons why, but remember that Rafe Beckett's filly was fourth in the Epsom Derby when we last saw her, so with plenty more cut in the ground than we've been used to, she could be the answer to this fillies and mares listed contest. John and Thady Gosden's Morafor has been getting plenty of support, and Ryan Moore booked does help, don't you think? But she ain't going to like anything but quicker ground, and maybe that could be true of William Haggis's Rhapsody too. Yep, given the expected softening of conditions, I'll take my chances with A La Prochaine, thank you.